Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-1. In our last episode, we got the Locust 2 up and going, which is great. Pretty much, yeah, we're in a good spot. Science is going to be rolling in now for a while from a few different experiments, and our lunar lander will bring in a good amount of science, so I'm feeling okay with our science points. I do want to get to early docking procedures because it gets us the Aerozine config, which is going to be huge. And basically these two are pointless. So I have to get through 2 bad researches to get a good research, so I really want that, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. I probably should queue up capsules just because we're going to be doing crewed orbit soon. And I don't know, should I get the RL-10 so we can go hydrolox? I mean, we're gonna have the MLI wrapping, so that might help a little bit. What is this exactly? I don't know if this is good. Closed cycle engine. I don't know what that means. I mean, it's got 5 ignitions, which is nice. 340 TWR is fine. It's not great. And it uses liquid oxygen, so it's not like that's any better to take. I feel like I'd rather just use this, right? Kind of feels like this is just strictly better, since you have to deal with boil off anyway. 422 ISP is just gorgeous. Yeah, I don't know. Let's queue up the RL-10 there. Okay, so our grand plan involves launching the Locust 2. We did that. So now we're ready to get to December where we can integrate the lunar lander. Hopefully I'll have enough unlock credit and money combined by then. And then, yeah, we finished the program for, whatchamacallit, the blah, 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 television, whatever, commercial applications. So, why is my funding negative 5%? Ah, yes. We decided to accept that cost because we get cheaper salaries from Sergei Korolev. But anyway, I'm feeling like these are going to be pretty easy as well. Maybe I'm making that up, but seems like a reasonable thing to do. But I want to start crewed orbit instead. And I think I'll just go with fast. I don't know. I wanna slow down the pace a little bit. I've been feeling pretty rushed. So let's take normal on the crewed orbit, and we'll start working on that. And then eventually I'll upgrade the administration building, and then I can take one of the, or not one of, but the first generation commercial applications is only 1 slot. So I can take that once I upgrade this. So yeah, we'll go ahead and chill with that for now. We'll go ahead and warp to our orbital rocketry completion. What's our income look like now that I took that other program? Only 132. It's not amazing. Because we're paying for the astronaut complex, I guess. Alright, so we'll warp to the end of that research. And now I should be good to add or to unlock the Hercules. Boy. Unlock credit, tooling. Nope, we can't afford it. Shoot. We cannot afford the Hercules. What are we paying so much to unlock, by the way? Tooling wise, I'm mostly paying for avionics. Deep Space 2. Avionics in 5. Yeah, I've never done N5 before, and I've never done D2 before, so that doesn't really matter how big they are. There's a few thousand that's going to like isogrid tanks or procedural fairings, but that's, you know, only a couple thousand. Not the biggest of deals. So we can't afford this. It's gonna cost a lot. And it's gonna take 212 days to integrate at max rate. Oh god. Oh, that's not tooled. Okay, sorry. That's better. 80 days. Well, let's at least start with the tooling. And now we still have an unlock cost of 96 grand. I have an unlock credit of 20 grand. So we're gonna have to save up some funding here. So that's gonna delay us by a bit. Let's go ahead and warp to the completion of the astronaut complex. And now what? Unlock credits at 25 grand, 56 grand. My balance is now up to 800 a day, which is 25 grand a month. Unlock credit is another 20 grand a month. So probably by towards the end of December, I'm gonna go ahead and warp until about Christmas. Oh, never mind, we got somebody retiring. JPL. All right. Got all sorts of retirements. So, main contractor. Speed of craft integration, researching all text. Nope, don't want that. That's kind of attractive. OKB52 might be my option. Staged rocket engine research speed. No and no. Integration of turbopump engine parts minus to Hydrolox research speed. Integration speed of pressure-fed engine minus integration speed of human-rated vehicles. Nuclear engine, blah, blah, blah. Flight research speed, no. Command module research speed. I don't really feel like that saves me that much, but I mean, I could do that one because we are going to be doing command module researches. Material science. Those downsides all feel too large. I'm not anywhere near experienced enough to speak to the balance of this, but as a new player who's reading all of these for the first time, I would hope that all of these had an upside that felt a little bit better than the downside. Rather than what it is feeling like to me right now is that the upsides and downsides are kind of equal, and so you can really only use one of these if the downside is irrelevant to you. For example, if you were planning on never using Hydrolox engines, then this is a free bonus, right? But the actual downside feels like it kind of cancels out. And so I don't want to take that. I mean, I could, I don't know. Like, I guess if you're planning things out, one of these might be good. For someone that just is kind of playing in general and doesn't really know what they're doing, none of these seem amazing. This one kind of feels like the best. Hiring new employees might cost a bit more money, but engineers gain efficiency faster. And I can remove them after 30 days if I don't like them, so let's appoint that leader. Now, what do we got here? This one, the contractor one, is just a straight up positive. Command module research speed, flight research speed, staged rocket engine research speed, solid rocket engine research speed, integrating nuclear engine parts, air launching, cockpit parts, isograded tanks. I mean, I've been using isogrid tanks all over the place, so let's... I'm actually curious what kind of difference that makes. So we're gonna investigate. So if I were to look at heavy satellites, LC, max, we're at 80. 87. Well, 80 and 7 is what I mean by that. 80 days and 7 hours. And then if I take this guy, the isogrid tanks. $80 and 7 goes to $80 and 7. That's not right. I wonder if the effect only shows up once it's actually on the pad, or once it's actually in the queue. Okay, and then, so we'll find out later. And then this last one, these are just the same thing, right? Yeah. So command module research speed. Sure. That should speed up basic capsules, I think. All right. So let's warp a little bit more to the end of December, like we were saying. Okay, and now I'm hoping we can afford to integrate our Moonlander. Integration for the Moonlander. Unlock credit, unlock cost, 69 grand in the bank. Brings me to just over 100 grand. You know what? I don't know if we can. I mean, let's just hit the button. Oh, God. Hey, it worked. We did it. We did it. Okay, so now estimations infinity. We don't want that. Mid satellites. Don't need you guys anymore. Heavy satellites. Yes, please. Max 363. I can only hire 10 right now. I can't even hire 10. Oh gosh. Okay, so we'll have to auto hire to 363. Reserve funds 1,000. Now, what is this? Oh, by the way, we got lots of little random bits of money from these maintenance contracts. I think we're fine. Yeah, okay. I wonder, I've seen other people complain about that on the Discord, and I could see how that could get really annoying. I wonder if there is a way to disable those. Because, yeah, that could get kind of frustrating. But yeah, at this point now we are kind of just waiting for our Moonlander. Let me look at the grand plan. We're in January of 62 now. So we've now integrated the lunar lander and we are on to 1962. I was hoping to launch the lunar lander in March, and we still might be able to do that. We need to design the lunar science orbiter, which might work with the Locust series of launch vehicle. And I should probably take a look at the program that we grabbed. Orbital test flight uncrewed. First orbital flight crewed. Okay, so what are these missions I have to do? Reach orbit and return safely. We've already done that. So what is this? we need to send a crew capsule with no crew in it. And then here... Oh, okay. That's a different thing. Alright, so for this one... Space for at least one crew member. Cockpit is pressurized and space capable. Vessel has no parts with the tag not rated for re-entry. Well, I don't know what that means exactly, but... Get that one done. Yeah, and these are just continuing to pay. I don't know how much exactly we get. Here, let's test, because it says 1, but I think it's being rounded. So I'm curious how much we actually get when they complete. So 21st of January, 62. So we should be able to warp just a few days here and see when they complete. 22, we can see it decreasing every day by 1.1 roughly. And then that just went up by 4. Maybe it's not rounding. But yeah, I mean, 4 reputation a month is really helpful. Anyway, let's go ahead and design for this mission. Where did it go? Orbital test flight, uncrewed. So I'm thinking the Locust might work for this. Let's go ahead and check it out. Where's our Locust 2? The most recent Locust. Alright, so you, my friend, can take some number of tons into orbit. I don't remember how much. $1,600 kilograms into orbit. So what we basically need to do is grab a capsule. What's the lightest capsule I can grab? Vostok descent module. The first spacecraft. Wow, that is kind of hideous. Kind of cool. A little bit of both. And then you've got the classic capsule. Mark II pod versus a Mercury capsule. They look pretty similar. The Mark I pod is bigger. But they both have a crew capacity of 1. The Mark I pod has a much higher skin temperature. This part doesn't allow EVA, but that's true of both. Is there a reason to use the Mark I pod? I mean, there probably is. I don't understand how any of these things work. So this is my first foray into the idea of putting humans in a craft in RP-1. Habitat. Volume 156 cubic meters. Surface 385. Those are exactly the same. They really do feel super similar. Electric charge. This one has atmosphere, 2 kilograms. HTP, 25 kilograms. They both have the same amount of HTP. They both have thruster power and a specific impulse. So I'm not really sure what the situation is. Like, why would you use a Mark II pod? Oh, because of the... I think I'm being a dummy. Because of the max skin temperature, because it actually has a heat shield on the bottom or something. Maybe. Something like that. But let's just go with the mercury capsule, and I will put my own shielding on it. So then you're gonna be the root part. It doesn't like that. There we go. Okay, so you're gonna be the root part, and then we ditch that whole thing. This is the Locust 3. We'll call it Locust B because it's human rated. I'm gonna need to make a human rated launch pad. Oh no. But it's gonna need a... I'm just thinking like we're gonna need heavier and heavier human rated vessels to launch people to the moon. So like, should I start with a really heavy rocket just because that's what we're gonna need later? Probably, if I really wanted to plan ahead. Okay, so let's save into... Oh, let's just save it for now, and then we'll open and we'll make a new folder, human rated. Oops. Oh, you can nest folders. Did not mean to do that. Whoops. Well, we'll save into there anyway. Okay, so the mercury capsule then to return needs a parachute and a heat shield. And the ability to deorbit. So let's start with those capabilities. So heat shield is there. Mercury heat shield on the mercury capsule. Feels about right. But instead I'm going to use an adjustable heat shield. It's a little lighter, actually. For the same... Has less of a dry mass, I think? Because they have about the same amount of ablator. So I guess I'm cheating a little bit, or this is under... Because this is probably meant to be more realistic. Like, that's probably about what it weighed in real life. Does not include a fairing. Comes with a built-in airbag. Ooh. Fancy. Huh. Okay, so parachute. Let's just do a stack parachute on top. And smaller. Can I load preset? No. The ones that I've saved before keep disappearing. I don't know if it has to be the same size to load the preset. Preset. No, it doesn't seem... Because I know I've saved some, and they're just not showing up. So yeah, I don't know why save as preset doesn't work. There could be some weird reason, like maybe the folders matter, or maybe it's just bugged, or maybe something, but I have definitely saved presets before, and I've confirmed that they're saved, but then they're gone next time I play. So I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, we're going to touchdown speed of 5 to pre-deployment 3,000, deployment 400. 400, apply. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. And now to deorbit. First of all, what kind of orbit do we need? Just above, just literally any orbit. Okay. So any orbit means we can just do... Oh. Wait, attach to the node in the recovery section. What? There's a recovery section? Configure processes, configure scroll. There's so many things to learn. Window or porthole. Oh, cool. Ooh, I like the kind of white and black version. All right, anyway, we'll just use stock parachute. Well, it's not stock, but you know, it's not the Mercury parachute. And then when Yuri Gagarin returned to Earth after the first maiden spaceflight, he ejected from the capsule and parachuted to the ground. That is nuts. Literally just jump out and like free ball it all the way to the ground. That's bonkers to me. Mercury landing and control module. So you could totally see, and I know a lot of people are really into this sort of thing. You just like literally reconstruct the historical mission. It looks like this thing has RCS as well. Report, flight control experiments. Definitely gonna add some more sample capacity. Habitat, real fuels, inventory, control, avionics, controllable 1.6. Can you configure that? Communication. I think a 20 dBm is more than enough on tech level 2. Configure crew science. Flight control experiments. Earth photography. And that's it. Configure processes. Nothing happens when I hit that button. Configure scrubber. Nothing happens. Lights on or off. Extend periscope. Ooh. Look at that. Fancy. That's cute. Select style. I already did that. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I think we're good to go. It has its own avionics that I cannot configure. Okay. Interesting. So then we're gonna need to deorbit it. In the past, I've done that with about 300 delta V. So like, that's not enough. What about one of these guys? Well, I don't have that guy yet. What about this guy? It says Mercury on it. Mercury Retro. The Mercury Retro motor, intended to deorbit the capsule, place 3 on the Mercury Retro pack. They are fired in sequence at 5-second intervals. Alright, well, I can at least do this much justice, I think, to the real deal. We gotta go force %1, because these things are way too strong for some reason. Because they don't scale properly. And then we can do a structural piece. Kind have just like a, you know, a plate, push plate with metal. And then we want 3 of these. That doesn't feel like enough. 128 delta V? I mean, it is enough to deorbit if we're barely in orbit in the first place. I think I would be better off using... How much are they? 31 kilograms? Using one of these would be overkill. It's actually not that overkill. Altair, maybe? Problem is just how tall they are, you know? So maybe I do use these guys and we use a few of them. But yeah, they have like a little angle on their thruster. Does that mean that they don't thrust in the forwards direction? No, they do. I might use more than 3. I might use 4. And then I am going to angle them slightly. Okay, so that's our initial deorbit idea. I haven't messed with any of the rest of the locust, so I should be able to just simulate this. Start in orbit, 145 kilometers, simulate. And let's see if this thing returns to Earth safely. Okay, insufficient avionics locking control. Avionics unlocking controls, there we go. Step 1 is to see if the RCS actually works. We have helium and HTP, so I think it's all gonna work if I just orbital retrograde. Turn on RCS. I might need to enable the RCS via staging. Seems to not be controllable. We have electric charge. We have HTP and helium. Control RCS is on. Oh. There we go. Yaw and pitch were disabled. And only roll was enabled by default. Oh! Wait, can it not? Oh, interesting. I see. It has a really hard time. That's funny. Okay, well, it shouldn't really matter. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So I've slowed down. I can now stage and see if our heat shield saves us. And I do want it to tumble because I want to see like how bad can we be at, you know, entering in a smart way. Is it going to orient itself properly? It's looking like it is because it's already, yeah, flipped back and forth once. So that's looking pretty good. a good sign that it's already orienting at 120 kilometers. Now, are we gonna survive? The ablator needs to stay pinned there. Down to 100 kilometers. We're almost up to 1 meter a second in drag. Ablator's starting to go. And we're overheating big time. So that didn't do it. All right, so I think it's probably Airstream issue. This maybe needs to be a little bit bigger. I'm wondering if I used Mark II pod, if it would work right, because the skin temperature maximum is so low on the Mercury capsule. So let me make this a little bit bigger than it's needing to be. And we'll go with the cool color as well. And we'll try that. Oh, I forgot to enable the RCS. Okay, try again. Enable, control, RCS. So it can roll. It cannot yaw. It can only pitch. Interesting. So the mixture of roll and pitch technically gives you full control, but it's not easy to do correctly. And MechJeb certainly isn't used to it. So like I basically have to roll until retrograde is underneath me, and then it should be able to get there. Come on, I'll overshoot it by a little bit. Oh, no. Still can't seem to quite get it right. Wow. Well, maybe it can yaw a little bit. I just wasn't hearing the thrusters fire. Okay. How much HTP are we using up, by the way, with all this? Okay, we're using up quite a bit. It does not have, like, a ton of... Wow, it really can't figure this out. I'm gonna have to manually take control here. You just turn off. Okay. Feel my rotation, though. You should be capable of that. So it can yaw, like, a tiny bit. But it mostly can just pitch. This is funny. Alright, here we go. Orbit retrograde. Come on, baby. Stop. Stop rolling. Ooh, the sunrise. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It figured it out last time, but it does not seem to be... I guess the yaw does work, it's just really slow. And then it overshoots. So I'm just gonna fire the motors when we're close. let's see if the slightly larger heat shield saves the day. Oh, was RCS? Oh, okay. Ha! I was gonna say, I was like, normally the aerodynamic forces are not having any impact when you're at 120 kilometers. It's because we had the smartass was still on that it was causing us to point retrograde. All right, let's see what happens if we are just tumbling. Will it actually orient itself properly? Because this is an important question. And the answer so far is maybe. Okay, it's starting to figure itself out at about 94 kilometers. Still a little wobbly, but it's getting there. It needs to figure itself out soon or the whole thing's gonna burn up. I just saw an overheat pop up there. Come on. Get yourself angled properly. All right, it's getting there. Drag is up to 5 meters per second squared. Blader is wearing off. Let's see. Drag is almost up to 10 meters now. Starting to see our speed slow down a smidge. Overheating seems to be stopped. 15 meters a second. We're up to 2 G-forces now. Okay, this is seeming to work okay. Up to 3 Gs. Four Gs. Slowing down nicely. 5 Gs. Okay. I think we're gonna make it. 6 Gs. Down below 5,000. The blader is ablating, but I think we're gonna have enough. We're up to 6 Gs now. Deceleration is nuts. 70 meters a second squared. And now we're slowing down. It seems the drag is peaked, and we survived. Well, we survived this part of re-entry. It's the whole landing safely part that's still a question mark. So let's see if that happens. And if it does, then this will be a successful test. Hey, you gotta peep out here. I know he's got a window, but that little thing cracks me up. Alright, seems we are slowing down. Parachutes go boom. Okay, not boom. More like whoosh. Parachutes go whoosh. 5.3 meters a second. And it floats. Sweet. All right, well, that all feels like it's gonna work. So now we just gotta take this and put it in space. Oh, by the way, it has a lot of battery. Hold on. Oh my gosh, it has like all kinds of different things in one tank. That's... Yeah, taking care of Kerbals is something I don't really understand how to do yet. But I was curious if we could... Well, for control, let me turn on yawn pitch first. I was curious if we could upgrade the battery thing, but I don't think we can. Because we won't save any weight by just removing electric charge. We would have to actually change the battery utilization, which shows up in the avionics, right? Like right here. Somewhere in here is the battery utilization. Am I making this up? I guess it's only in the configuration that you can reduce the battery utilization. No, wait, no, we're missing a button. There's a button for... Where's the button? I'm missing a button. It's the button that sets what battery tech level you're using. Where is it? It's in one of these menus. Seem to have misplaced a button. Where is it? Am I just that blind? I might be. Figure experiments, command. It's not the communication. Sides, real fuels. Okay, I know. I know I'm not making this up totally. But where is the button? Are we bugged? Are we finding a VAB bug, or am I missing one of these menus? Oh, there it is. It's in real fuels. Okay. I thought I had opened that up, but maybe I didn't, or maybe I did when this option wasn't here. Anyway, that's the option I'm talking about that I'm looking for in here. But it doesn't seem like it's available. So we can't increase the battery level. That's all I was trying to look at. Okay, so now we're gonna open up, save, and then open up the Locust 2. No, I didn't mean to do that. I meant, and I'm screwing up all sorts of things. All right, Locust B3, and then we open the Locust 2, but then we merge the Locust 2. That's what I meant to do. And then we'll do that. And then we just get rid of all that. We do these. And what, we take the fairing off because that looks kind of dumb. And then since we don't have a fairing, that's fine. Okay. Oh, is this it? Why do we have so much torque, by the way? Is something off center? Oh, it's just because of the launch rail. That's all. Okay, so the Locust B3 should be good to go. It's just not human rated. So if we wanted it to be human rated, it costs 16 grand to modify. If I want to build a new human rated one, I feel like this is kind of pointless because this is lighter than... This is tricky. It's almost like I need to build... Because we're going to want to send people to the moon, which needs a ton of extra tonnage. Ton of extra tonnage. So, whatever. Let's just start on the low end. So we've got 57 tons, so we'll just have like 74 maximum tonnage, and this will be human rated. HR1. This is fine. 7, and I don't know, 25. So we'll build a new pad for human rated whatevers, and we'll just call that a day. We don't need to be perfectly efficient with our money. So then into the grand plan, we shall add the Locust 3B, or Locust B3. I don't know which way it goes. But in August, which is before September, integrate Locust B3. I still don't know if it should be B3 or 3B. I know I'm in charge of that, and I don't know which one I prefer. But that should do it, so that will get our contract done for the orbital test flight uncrewed. Orbital test flight. Oh, you know what I didn't do that we should do is double check that that it's like checking off those requirements in the simulator. So let's see if we were to simulate the Locust 3B again and just simulate launching it. Does it check off all those requirements in the contract? Alright, early shutoff stage is 2. Shut off. 145 by 145. Current inclination. And the contract says yes. So the only part is we need to orbit and return home safely. Which, let's just make sure it does. LOL. Gotta hit the engage button first. Sorry I got so sniffly. Spring has sprung where I live, and my allergies are going wild these days. They came out of nowhere, like in the last 2 days. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. And then hyperwarp. Smaller time delta. We can safely fast forward. And yeah, drag losses are probably higher than normal, but I think it's not gonna matter. Oh, that's not what I expected. Ha! I didn't expect that. Really now? really now. Do I need a nose cone? Will that help? Maybe. Add a few kilograms of nose cone on the top and maybe that will help. Let's see if that fixes the whole explosion problem. You know, I know on re-entry you have problems, but what about exiting? What about exiting? Also, it feels like we don't have enough roll control. I think I'm gonna make those little fins have more authority. Nope, we got the same problem. Okay. So, I'm gonna do a really short Google Mercury mission. Project Mercury. Images. Because what I guess I'm trying to figure out is, like, this thing wasn't inside a fairing. So am I just going too fast at too low of an altitude? That's probably what it is. So probably what I would need to do is make this bigger and remove the boosters. Or maybe what I can do is... Well, first thing I wanted to do was increase the standard control deflect up to like 9. And then the next thing I need to do, very important, is call this the locus 3. And then from there, I think we're just gonna try a much lower booster pitch rate, so we'll have a more inefficient launch curve, but we'll get to higher space sooner. So that's the first thing I'm gonna try. Ooh, wrong direction. We'll go to 0.4 or 0.5 maybe. Yeah, 0.45. So let's try that. See if that gets us a little bit better. Because now it's going more up before it goes more over. Whoa, that was intense. That was oh my gosh, an insane pitch over. But yeah, now we're a lot higher by the time we start going at scary speeds. Hopefully we don't overheat. And then, oh gosh. I need to turn on RCS for staging, but yeah, that seemed to work. And it claims we still have an extra 400 delta V. So, kind of nutty. What we might do to make it slightly safer, still, because I want this to be very safe. We're going to send humans up in this thing, remember. Is go to 0.4. I'll bring the Q trigger down to 3. So that means it'll be an even more crazy pitch over, but it'll be after we've already gotten out of a lot of this scary, or even 2.5. Because we have enough delta V, so. So this is gonna go like almost straight up for a while. Also just need to rotate the whole thing 180 degrees because it's doing this whole rotation thing and that's bothering me. But yeah, this is gonna go very much up until drag is a lot lower, then it'll pitch over. we're already at 45. Okay. I think we'll be okay. And then turn on RCS. And then it can maintain control from the beginning. And there's no overheating. And you can see we only have 400 delta V now rather than like 450. So that costs us even more delta V, but it makes it even more, you know, less overheating problem. So yeah, there you go. All right, that will do it. I don't think we need to do anything else. We need to orbit for an hour and 27 minutes. Is that just exactly one orbital period? Probably. Now I need to be very careful. What is... Oh, that was freaking me out. Okay, there we go. And... Oh, our periapsis needs to be above 150. I did not see that. Okay, well, that'll be fine. We've already tested all the things. Watch an 150 kilometer orbit return like somehow leads to me overheating or something. But I think we're good. We'll go ahead and save this. That's a successful simulation of that. And I'm gonna pause the recording, do a couple things with our grand plan, and I'll be right back. Okay, so our Hercules is ready to roll out, which is scary, but the moon lander, the lunar lander is ready to go. Couple other things to note is that we have a lot of research queued up, but we also have a lot of science points. So that's all good news. We do have only until March 12th for the lunar probes. No, wait, what? Oh, sorry, those are old deadlines. These deadlines are dead. They're dead deadlines. New deadlines are in effect, and the new deadlines are 1965, January, deadline for uncrewed lunar surface exploration. And then the crewed orbit is 1967 in October for crewed orbit. Okay, and let's put those in brackets because those are like the program names. Okay, right. So that's good. So then what we want to do is soon we want to take on these other commercial applications. And I'm probably going to do that at breakneck because I feel like we're going to be able to easily design maybe one, maybe two satellites that can handle all of this. So we want all the money we can get from that. But we can't start doing that until we upgrade this. And at least for now, so we're in March. I won't be able to start integrating the Lunar Science Orbiter until September, so I'm gonna make some money between those two dates because my engineers are not working. So that could be a good time. Well, I guess August is when we'll be able to integrate Locust 3. So yeah, why don't we start upgrading then the administration building now? And we'll add that to the list. And that should put us in a negative... No, we're not even in a negative balance. So that's no big deal. Sweet. Okay, well, I'm going to save this moon landing mission for the next episode because I think I'm trying to go a little shorter on the episodes. I'd rather do daily releases. And if I'm going to do daily episodes, I can't I can't have them be 2 hours all the time. And so I'm starting to like run out of episodes. So they might be every other day, they might be daily. I'll probably be somewhere between 4 and 7 episodes a week for Kerbal Space Program. And so to stay consistent with that like 4 to 7 range, I need these episodes to be closer to like an hour or so. So we'll save this mission for the following video, but we can at least roll it out and we can look at it on the launch pad. Let's just look at it. We'll tantalize with Hercules, and then you can be really excited about the next episode. Just look at him ready to go. Just look at him. He's going to the moon. To the moon. Ooh, there's water under the ground here. That's funny. Sweet. Okay, well, like I said, we'll do this in the next episode. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, I'm loving Kerbal Space Program, and RP-1 is just such a joy. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.